Yep, Skyhawks already playing shorthanded after the injury to Grant Hensley. And Roberson is in 1 yard for the touchdown. So the Lions are now up 20-14 on the Skyhawks, their first lead of the night. Heath Brace on to attempt the extra point. Brace's kick is up. Looked like someone got a hand on it, but it's good. So 21-14 Augusta Christian with 11 minutes and 40 seconds left in this game. Now, though, the dominant way of thinking in the last few years has been that the road to the SCISA championship lies here at Eden Stadium, but tonight Augusta Christian's playing like a much better team.
Absolutely, Dave. And I have to say, I'll give Augusta Christian credit. They're a great team, but we'd be doing a lot better if we had Jake Nidifer and not taking anything away from Nick Garrett. But he's just a senior and he's a leader of the team, so, I mean, it's going to hurt.
Absolutely. Garrett, just a sophomore, seeing his first real game time action here tonight, other than a bit of mop-up duty and garbage time games. So obviously there are going to be a few growing pains, but we'll have to see if Garrett has the stuff to lead the Skyhawks on a touchdown drive to score this, tie this game up. Brace ready to kick off for the Lions. Shockley and Myers back deep to return for the Skyhawks. Short kick by Brace. Fielded at the 30. Turned at the 40. And finally went out of bounds around the 46 or 47 yard line. That was number 84, Cannon Smith, on the return.
Again, the Clemson commit showing a great amount of speed and power on that one. Hitting the sideline and just kept on trucking until he was pushed out of bounds.
That ball's actually going to be spotted at the 42 yard line. 11 and a half minutes left. Garrett still in at quarterback for the Skyhawks after that scary injury to Jake Nidifer. Took a toss to Myers. Myers cutting it upfield. Well, I got to say, I thought he was going to be dropped for a loss there, but he turned it into a 2 or 3 yard gain. Brought down by number 7, Gage Gilbert.
And Dave, I say Coach Kemery, my opinion on this is I say that Coach Kemery should establish the run, then I say do the same thing Augusta Christian did, is do the hitch and go and try to get the cornerback to bite and just throw it over top.
Yep, well, Nick Garrett, he hasn't been planned for by the Lions, which is a plus for the Skyhawks, but he's also not as much to be feared as Nidifer was, at least not throwing the ball. Myers picking up a low snap. He's got past the 50 and brought down at the 45 yard line, so that's a first down, Skyhawks.
And Dave, I can't say this all the time, but it's safe to say tonight that the Hammond offensive line has been inconsistent. Either Quayshawn gets stuffed in the backfield or he has a beautiful run just like the one that just passed.
Yep. I don't think anyone's been really more inconsistent this entire season than Rue Daniels, the center, who's been really the model of consistency for the Skyhawks in recent years. You saw him honored at halftime along with his brothers, but he's had some low snaps tonight. Garrett running on his own there, and that's a big, big gain. Pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line, and Hammond is driving. They really want to tie this one up.
And that is Nick Garrett at his best, Dave. Just reading the defense. Saw that if he handed Quayshawn the ball, he would have been stuffed. So he pulled it out, ran it, got about 15 yards, 20 yards, and that's a great run.
First and 10 from the 30-yard line now for the Skyhawks. And I have to say, Garrett looks like he'll be the starting quarterback of the Skyhawks for the next 2 years. He looks all right for his debut.
And next year, that will end the Nidifer dynasty.
Tipped pass there. It is incomplete. It was tipped by number 56, Matt Hertzworm. Pass was intended to go to number 1, Braden Shockley of the Skyhawks. It's 2nd and 10. And the Skyhawks have just 10 minutes, 13 seconds left to take the lead or to suffer their first loss of the season. Handing off to Myers. Myers broke one tackle. He's still running and finally brought down. That looks like a first down for Quayshawn Myers.
And Dave, we hadn't seen the duo of running backs that Coach Cameron likes to use in Logan Smith and Quayshawn Myers. We just mainly seen Quayshawn Myers, and I mean, why take him out? He's doing such a great job so far.
Absolutely. I think what that might be due to is that earlier in the season, the Skyhawks were really riding Quayshawn Myers for the first couple games, and they just brought Logan in to give him a bit of a breather because, let's face it, Logan can play any position on the field.
I agree, Dave, including quarterback.
Yep. And Myers didn't get too much there. Maybe a loss of a yard. Brought down by Devontae Shanks. That's a loss of 1. It's 2nd and 11 for the Skyhawks, just inside the red zone. Garrett takes the snap, handing it off to Myers, going around the right. And Myers has a big, big hole. Cutting back.
Touchdown!
Touchdown Skyhawks. And this
Touchdown Skyhawks.
21-20 now.
Great blocking by the wide receivers, holding their blocks, not holding, but just.
Oh, that's called back on holding by the Skyhawks.
I spoke too soon. As soon as I said great blocking by the wide receivers, it was a holding.
Well, you can tell that nobody in this stadium is too pleased with that call except for the Augusta Christian section. So that'll bring the ball back to the 28-yard line. 2nd and 20 now for the Skyhawks. That's just disheartening.
And I really would like to know who the holding penalty was called on. Maybe one of the wide receivers, as Quayshawn broke away in the open flats.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't have that luxury here. So Garrett going to try and get regrouped here. Handing off to Myers again. Looks like the same play. And Myers with a good run. He's still on his feet. And still on his feet.
Oh!
And he drags
It's
Augusta
a touchdown!
to the end zone. Touchdown Skyhawks. Myers would not be denied.
And I want to see a penalty called on that play. Just a great good effort by Quayshawn Myers, pushing. Broke about 5 tackles, and I tell you, that's just a great.
Oh, someone's down. Looks like his injury on the field there. I really don't want to see 1 injury in a game, much less 2 injuries. Both the Skyhawk players, it looks like. We have an injured Skyhawk in the end zone here. Looks like it might be Quayshawn Myers, been the heart and soul of Hammond for this season. 123 yards rushing tonight, but now he's down in the end zone. And he's all right. Myers walking off his own power here. And boy, it's plays like that and someone who gets hurt on a play, but he was able to make a big, big impact on this game that can just get a team energized. And I think that's what we're going to see from Hammond. They'll be playing with a vengeance for the final 8.5 minutes. Ken Krupa on to attempt the game-tying extra point. All right, I'll just come out and say it. This is an intense game. We have a penalty marker down.
Couldn't say it better, Dave. Very intense game.
Referee's getting pretty flag happy lately. Not sure what this one is. Looks like it's on Hammond. Well, false start on a field goal. Make it just that much harder for Ken Krupa.
Well, let's see what the soccer player has in that old leg. See if he can kick this one in.
That was a personnel penalty on Hammond. Too many men on the field. Oh, and the extra point is blocked. So it's still 21-20. Augusta Christian still has the lead. And you can just hear their section roaring all the way across the field. That is just unbelievable. Incredible play by the Augusta Christian defense there.
Dave, it's safe to say that that kick wasn't blocked. It had a little elevation. It's still asking much for Ken Krupa, just coming back off an injury. And, I mean, I'm pretty sure his ankle's still hurt, but they didn't block it. It was just a kick that didn't have a lot of elevation on it.
Oh, well, that's disappointing either way you look at it.
Exactly.
Also, the Skyhawks are still going to need to go back downfield and score again if they want to take home a victory here and remain undefeated.
But before that happens, the Skyhawks need a huge defensive drive. They need a huge defensive drive. They need a big hold to stop this Augusta Christian offense and stop the trifecta. Sean Sweeting, Thomas Banks, and Tyler Roberson. They have been the key factors in this game.
Hammond would much rather the lead here, not just for the obvious reasons, but the onside kick. Now it looks like it's recovered by Augusta Christian. Oh, wait. Referee initially signaling Augusta Christian. Kimry is not happy with that call. And Augusta Christian recovered it. Kimry is not happy. He's halfway on the field there, and you can hear him screaming from here. Ball's going to spot at the Augusta Christian 47-yard line.
And Dave, we don't see Coach Kimry argue on a call mainly, but it's safe to say, I don't know. That's just a tough one. He doesn't usually argue unless it's really close.
And we have a flag on the field now.
Hopefully it's
and it's offsides on Augusta Christian, so that will help Hammond make up a bit of the yardage there.
Just a 5-yard penalty, but still benefits the Hammond defense.
8 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the game. Roberson in the shotgun. Taking the handoff to Banks. No, Banks does have it. And he's brought down right around the line. Second and about 15 here.
Great defensive push by the Hammond defensive line, and Jordan Cox coming up with the tackle.
And another penalty on the field. Wow.
You have to be kidding me.
You know, if this was 3 weeks ago, I'd have made an NFL replacing referees joke, but unfortunately, just going to have to wonder what the penalty is here. So an automatic first down, and the ball moves up to the 48-yard line. Interesting. Roberson still in the shotgun here. Looking to run the option. Roberson trying to get outside. And a couple of hard hits by the Skyhawks. He's pushed out of bounds right around the 50-yard line.
And, of course, by the hard-hitting Logan Smith to knock him out of bounds. And, gosh, we heard some pads clap on that one.
Yep. Actually, the ball's going to be spotted at about the 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5. Hammond and Augusta Christian each have all 3 timeouts, so this game's far from over. But 7 minutes, 45 seconds left. Hammond needs to get a stop, and they need to score. Roberson handing off to Sweeting. Nope, it's a pitch to Banks. Banks is the first down. Oh, and that's a huge gain for Banks. Brought down just outside the 20-yard line.
Yes, sir.
And this one's coming back. Looks like this penalty is going against Augusta Christian. That will bring that long run by Banks back.
And I hope this isn't just like the Hammond offensive drive where a holding penalty was called on the offensive line, and Quayshawn Myers, the next place, got a big run and scored a touchdown. So I'm hoping this doesn't favor Augusta Christian.
Speaking of Myers, he's now sitting down on the bench right where Nightford was sitting earlier today. So Not sure if he'll be back in the game or not. Talking with the trainers. I'll have to at least be happy that the Skyhawks are deeper at running back and that Myers' injury doesn't look to be as serious as Nidifer's.
And if Myers is out, the options are Logan Smith and Knox McCutcheon, and I'll take my chances with Logan Smith and Knox because you have a shifty runner in Knox, as you saw on that kick return, and you have a power back with Logan Smith, and like you said earlier, Dave, he can play any position on the field.
So that penalty was a block in the back, and the ball is going to be spotted at Augusta Christian's 45-yard line. It'll be second and about 13 here. I'll come right out and say this has got to be the biggest set of downs in the game. Man in motion now for Augusta Christian. Hand off to Sweeting, and that went nowhere.
Hammond recovers the ball!
The fumble! And Hammond playing like they want it in the fourth quarter. Sweeting fumbled on the quick handoff. Recovered by number 2, Ronald Brown. Also leading the Skyhawks with 3 interceptions this season. Brown has been a do-it-all player this season, and he is really a ball hawk.
Oh, Dave. I might have to retire after this game. This game is killing me.
I hear you. Taking the hand up to Myers is Garrett, but this time Augusta Christian had him sniffed out, brought down at the 50-yard line.
And Dave, expect Augusta Christian just fumbling the ball. Expect their defense to come out like a bat out of you-know-what, and they're just going to fire it up right here and come right after the Hammond offensive line.
Loss of 1. The Skyhawks might be in trouble if Augusta Christians figure out how to sniff out the Garrett run. We have 6 minutes, 50 seconds left in the quarter here. Myers has the run, and he's up at about the 38-yard line. Brought down, looks like it'll be a first down, Skyhawks. Brought down by Taryn Quarles and Jacob Greenway of the Lions. Ball spotted at the 39-yard line. It is a first down, Hammond, and this might be the best game I've ever seen the Skyhawks in.
And it's just showing how much heart they have. Just losing their senior quarterback for the rest of the game. And, I mean, this Hammond offense and the Hammond team has showed a lot of gut, just a lot of heart, Dave.
A run by Garrett. Garrett finding a hole. He's at the 30, the 25, and he's finally brought down. That's a gain of about 14 for Garrett. Just over 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
And Dave, do you think that Coach Kimmery will try to run a little bit of the clock or just try to go ahead and get ahead of Augusta Christian?
I think first you got to focus on being able to get in the range of Ken Krupa's field goal, which I would say to be really safe you have to get around the 15-yard line since he's missed a few tonight. Of course, once he gets inside the 15, I think you just got to give it to Myers. Or just not wait, give it to Myers now as he's going upfield. That looks close to a first down for Myers. Brought down by number 34, Bryson Ashmore. Gain of 8 for Myers. It's 2nd and 2. 6 minutes, 18 seconds and counting. Garrett in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to his right. Handing off to Myers. Plays blown dead. Looks like it was thrown in the area of offsides, but not sure about that yet. And it's a false start against Hammond. Looked a little late to be calling a false start.
I agree, Dave. As soon as you notice it, you're supposed to blow your whistle as a referee, but I guess it didn't happen that right there.
Well, we're looks like we're seeing a bit of a sloppy fourth quarter, but Hammond is really playing like they want it. So I guess the question right now is going to be, can Hammond overcome their own blunders and get into the end zone on this drive? 4 minutes, 45 seconds. There's the snap. Garrett going to run. Eludes the tackler from behind. He's inside the 20, inside the 15, and finally down to about the 10-yard line. First down, Garrett. Brought down by number 2, Sean Sweeting.
And a defender was running right behind Garrett. I thought he was going to make a shoestring tackle, but Garrett was able to get away and able to get a first down.
Oh, Garrett's fast, no question about that. And it's a 1st and 10 now from the Augusta Christian 11-yard line.
Absolutely, and I'm guessing he heard footsteps and said, well, I guess it's time to put on the turbo. And he definitely hit the turbo, I'll tell you that.
Well, now I just have to see if he can do it again. 4 minutes and 8 seconds and counting now. Hammond still has all 3 timeouts. Hand off to Myers. Myers following his blockers, and he is brought down at the 1-yard line. Brought down by number 16, Kobe Brinson. And, well, Jay, what do you think Kimmer's going to do? You think the quarterback sneak, hand it off to Myers, going to try passing it? What do you think?
Well, you named 2 of the most high options, and that is a quarterback sneak with Nick Garrett. Just follow Rue Daniels, the center, or hand off to Myers. I mean, either one of them, I think, is a great option. And we're in a shotgun, so take away the quarterback sneak.
We have, looks like, run to Quayshawn Myers here. Looked like he got stuffed. I can't really see. That's still Nick Garrett at quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay, that was Logan. Gain of 1, and it will be a 1st down and 1 from the 1-yard line. Well, that's why I think just about any coach would rather have a 1st and 10 from the 11 than a 1st and goal from the 10, because you get the 1st down right there, and now the Skyhawks have 4 downs to punch it in and take the lead.
Absolutely, Dave.
And we're closing in on the 2-minute and 30-second mark here in the fourth quarter. Garrett low snap. And he's
touchdown!
Touchdown, Skyhawks! Nick Garrett carrying it in himself for the touchdown, and that makes it 26-21 Skyhawks.
And I'm guessing Coach Kimmery is going to go for the extra point here and not risk it with the field goal, because if the Lions score, they will go ahead of the Skyhawks if we just kick a field goal.
Yep, Krupa looks like he's still on the sidelines here, so we are going to see the Skyhawks go for it. Man in motion for the Skyhawks. Looked like we saw a jump. And that looks like it is offsides on Augusta Christian. Well, not sure how much closer you can get there.
The difference? Half the difference?
Maybe about 6 or 7 yards.
Now be half the distance to the goal line, Dave. And
6 or 7 feet there.
Not really a big help, but we'll take it.
Hey,
half the distance.
Counts.
Yes, sir. Half the distance to the goal line.
And now the Skyhawks have got to be fired up. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They have the lead over a very tough Augusta Christian team. Looks like they're running the same play, man in motion. Faking the handoff to Myers. He got
it!
He got it! The Skyhawk lead is up to 7 points. 28-21 Hammond. And now Augusta Christian has under 3 minutes to score a touchdown.
And Dave, let's sit back here and think for a minute, because I'm pretty sure Augusta Christian can do it. But Hammond defense needs to come up big right here. Senior William Love needs to lead this team and get a stop and get the ball, and they need to go into victory formation, kneel down the ball.
Yep. William Love, Ronald Brown, Jordan Cox, these are all the playmakers you got to expect to see on this drive. And if Hammond can come out and get a stop, then this game, and hell, I'll say it, this game and even maybe the Skeeza title are right in their control.
Absolutely. Dave, look for this drive to see players fatigue easily, and you may see some of the best offensive players come on defense and try to stop this Augusta Christian offense, and this is going to be an interesting last defensive drive for the Skyhawks, and I'm just excited to see what's going to happen.
Absolutely. Krupa lining up to attempt the kickoff here. There's the kickoff. Short squib kick there. Number 16, Kobe Brinson diving on it for Augusta Christian. 2 minutes, 47 seconds left.
And Dave, I see what Kimmery tried to do there, but I'm not sure if that was a smart move. I never second-guess Coach Kimmery because he's such a great coach, but I see why you wouldn't want to kick it back off to Banks and whoever else was back there and maybe risk them taking it all the way back. So squib kick, not a bad idea.
Well, you got some fast returners there, definitely. I think Kimmery's just got to be thinking that every second is going to count when you get late in this game, and he just wants to burn off as much time as possible.
Absolutely.
Roberson in the I formation, and up to Sweeting. Sweeting going up the middle, brought down by number 54. That was William Love. Quayshawn Myers is in on defense right now, so you were right. The best player is on defense now.
And my sophomore year when I played with Quayshawn, all he did was play cornerback, so cornerback is no surprise to him.
And we're hearing some loud cheers here from the Hammond side. And Ronald Brown looks like he got a turnover. Absolutely incredible.
Here we go, Skyhawks.
Take a timeout. Well, Augusta Christian just took their first timeout. They have 2 remaining now, down 28-21. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left in the game. Skyhawks coming out for a huge 3rd down and 5 here. And this is quite possibly the biggest play of the game. I know I've said that a couple times tonight, but
you can keep saying it, Dave, because this is the biggest.
And there's a reverse to Banks. Banks going around the left side. And that's a loss of about 4. We're at the 2-minute mark here. It's going to be a 4th down and about 8 here for Augusta Christian. It's got to be 4-down territory for them. Loss of 2, so it'll be 4th and 7. Boys. Ball's at the 42-yard line. Augusta Christian needs a timeout to tie it up. Hammond crowding the line of scrimmage. There's a pass from Roberson. And it's incomplete. Oh, we have a flag. It looks like that could be pass interference on number 80, Doak Fisher. I've seen a lot of calls go against Hammond tonight, but I don't really know if you can argue that one. Fisher was playing very physically on the receiver, so that's well, we'll see what the call is here before we go any farther.
Automatic first down. Automatic first down.
So that is a first down, and it's defensive pass interference on Doak Fisher. 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line for the Augusta Christian. Well, Roberson still, as we mentioned before, does not have a turnover this year, so the Skyhawks can't just hope for one to fall into their laps. There's a deep pass for Roberson. Got a man running down the sideline. A great play to break up the pass, though. Can't quite tell who it was in the defense there. Looks like it might have been number 23, Sam Ulmer. It was. Sam Ulmer with the pass breakup there. 1 minute, 46 seconds left in the game, or at least in regulation.
And I think Augusta Christian is going to try to stay away from whichever side Braden Shockley is on. So
Shockley, Ronald Brown, Quayshawn Myers, they're all ball hawks, so there's really no way to win throwing against this defense. Roberson alone in the backfield. Looking like he wants to scramble, but finally throwing it.
He got the first down.
Looks like a first down. That was number 2, Sean Sweeting on the catch. Gain of about 10 there. 1 minute, 36 seconds. Brought out of bounds by number 2, Ronald Brown.
The Lions have 2 timeouts to play with, but they expect them to still try to get out of bounds and just try to push her up the field.
Oh, there was no first down there. It's actually a 3rd down and 1 here. Roberson looking to throw. Airing it out. And that's caught by Augusta Christian. And he's brought down at about the 20-yard line, but inbounds. And that's key here as the clock is still running. Brought down by Ronald Brown. Augusta Christian has a 1st and 10, and they're really hurrying up to get to the line now. 1 minute, 22 seconds and counting. It looks like they're going to walk away here. False start on Augusta Christian, so that's 1st and 15 now at the 25-yard line. Well, that's the trouble with a hurry-up offense. If everybody isn't on the same page, you're going to get mistakes. You're going to get false starts.
Absolutely, Dave. And the Skyhawks do a great job of running the no-huddle offense and not having any false start penalties most of the time.
Roberson takes the snap, looking to throw it. Throwing it over the middle. That was caught by number 1, Ian McDaniel. Brought down by the Skyhawks, number 1, Braden Shockley. Second and 6, 50 seconds and counting. Roberson throwing to the end zone. And that's a touchdown, Augusta Christian. But there's a penalty on the play.
Holding! Yes, sir!
That's holding against Augusta Christian, so that touchdown's coming back.
Dave, I know God doesn't care who wins this game, but that had to be nothing but God just now. I'm sorry.
All these insanely opportune times for penalties. The penalty on Quayshawn Myers' touchdown, and then Myers running it right back up the gut. The penalty on that touchdown. It's unbelievable. Roberson throwing in the end zone again. And that's a touchdown to Augusta Christian. Well, who said it couldn't happen on 2 drives in a row? Myers did it, and now that's number 8, Nick Fortenberry, on the reception and the touchdown. Well, 28-27. 31.8 seconds left in the 4th quarter, and Augusta Christian's going to try and tie this one up. Augusta Christian's going to take a timeout here. I guess just mentally prepare and maybe say a prayer because this is a big extra point.
And Quayshawn, we saw Quayshawn Myers try to get in front of the pass and try to block it off, but still, he got a piece of it. But the Augusta Christian wide receiver he did a great job of Fortenberry. That was an excellent catch.
Yep. Fortenberry, just a junior, saw a lot of him in the games against Augusta Christian last year. Seen a fair amount of him tonight. He's been a big part of Augusta Christian's offense as they're hoping to tie this one up at 28 all. Pretty incredible, actually. That pass came on a 2nd and 19 from the 31-yard line. Gosh, the symmetry between those 2 touchdown drives is absolutely mind-blowing. Have a long touchdown by Hammond called back for holding, and an even longer touchdown. And then you see the same thing on a couple of passes by Roberson. So Augusta Christian coming on to attempt the extra point.
They're going for it, I think.
It looks like they're going to go for the first down. For the 2-point conversion. And now Hammond's going to take a timeout, think this one over. Well, 31.8 seconds left. I guess if you have the great group of Tyler Roberson, Sean Sweeting, and Thomas Banks at running backs and quarterback, you can, well, I'll just say this. Keith Walton has a lot of faith in his offense if he's going to try it here rather than tie it up.
Absolutely.
And now I think it must be Hammond's turn to say the prayer.
if you're a head coach, this is one of the most nerve-wracking games that there possibly is.
Yep.
So,
adding to it, Hammond, if the two-point conversion is good, then Hammond would have 31 seconds to go down the field. But remember, they are with their backup quarterback here, a sophomore with little to no game experience. So I think Hammond has to do all they can to avoid giving up the two-point conversion here. And I think we've got to be seeing a run from one of the three, either the quarterback or the two running backs here, trying to just get those 2 yards.
or Dave, we might even see Tyler Roberson try the fake run it in, lob it up to the wide receiver on the side, but it doesn't look like they're going to do that because they have no wideouts spread it out, really.
I formation here. Roberson going to hand it off. No, it's a pass. And it's complete, and it's good. So it makes it 29-28 Augusta Christian. What a game. So the Augusta Christian two-point conversion is good on the pass. It looked like it was to Nick Fortenberry from Tyler Roberson. And Hammond has 31.8 seconds left to try and just take it down the field and score. Looks like Hammond's going to have to get it to, as I said before, I say the way to be really confident in Ken Krupa's field goal range is about the 15-yard line and closer. That would make it about a 32-yard field goal, which I think is really around his limit. Of course, if possible, you want to get as close as you can.
And Dave, the stadium is almost at complete silence besides the Augusta Christian crowd, and this is just a bummer for the Skyhawk crowd right now.
Yeah, it was. This crowd has been extremely loud, and now they're deadly silent. High kick. Going to be returned here by Shockley. Shockley up to the 30-yard line. Breaking a tackle, brought down around the 35-yard line. So the Skyhawks have to go a minimum of about 70 yards here to get in range of Ken Krupa's field goal. Well, Jay, you think we can do it?
I think we can. It's not over till the fat lady said it's over, as almost everybody says.
Ball's at the Skyhawks 34-yard line, 1st and 10. Hammond still has 2 timeouts to burn.
Never underestimate Coach Kimmery's playbook. And
absolutely.
They just Augusta Christian burns a timeout.
It is Augusta Christian. They will burn their final timeout, 29-28. 26.1 seconds left.
Oh my gosh. Can we get a here we go Skyhawks? Come on.
The crowd here is absolutely silent for the Skyhawks. Everyone just watching with bated breath. 26.1 seconds left. Hammond needs to get at least 1 point to tie it up. Obviously, they can't get 1 point on offense, so they'll be looking for either a field goal or a touchdown.
And
here they come.
Expect the Augusta Christian Lions to be in quarters and protect the deep ball. So that's pretty much out of the question. I guess we'll see a screen here or run and get out of bounds really very fast.
Yep, the run to Quishon Myers is never out of the question, but I wouldn't say it's too probable here. Garrett rolling out to throw. Pressure behind him. Pass caught to Cannon Smith, who caught and got quickly out of bounds. 19.8 seconds left, and that's a gain of about 6. Well, Garrett with some pretty good pocket presence there. Well, I suppose he wasn't really in the pocket, but rolled out and managed to sense the pressure behind him and get the pass off to Cannon Smith quickly. Garrett takes the snap, airing it out. Oh, and it's incomplete, intended for Braden Shockley. 14.8 seconds left. 29-28. Hammond still has 2 timeouts. Looks like Kimmery's going to take a timeout here and decide what to do. It's their second timeout of the half, and they have 1 remaining. Whichever team leaves here with the victory, which at this point looks like Augusta Christian, although we can't rule anything out, will still be undefeated and will be, I believe, alone for first place in Skiza, but I'm not sure on that one. They will be alone in first place in Skiza. So these are the 2 first place teams in Skiza right now. Whichever one wins will have a fast track to the championship. Whichever loses is going to have to prove it in the playoffs. 35 here. Garrett all alone in the backfield. 5 wide receivers. Garrett looking to throw. Pressure. Gets it off. And no one in the area there. Intended for number 84, Cannon Smith. 9 seconds.
And Garrett had no time to even look downfield, really. I mean, the defense end came right off the end and just caused havoc.
That looks like number 82, Taryn Quarles on the pressure. Another big play. Figure the Skyhawks have time for 1, maybe 2 plays here, but that's it. Garrett has Myers in the backfield, probably the block here. Looking to throw. Myers picking up 82. But that was quite the lame duck for Myers. 4 seconds. So 1 play left. Oh, ball turnover on downs. Well, that looks like it. So that was a 4th down, incomplete pass. The Lions get the ball, and they're going to win. Lions improve to 8-0. Hammond drops to 8-1 now after the 29-28 loss to the Lions.
Congratulations to both teams for a very fun, well-played high school football game. Final score, Augusta Christian 29, Hammond 28.
And there's the kneel down. So final score 29-28 Augusta Christian, and that's a heartbreaker no matter how you look at it for the Skyhawks. They were in command at the beginning, but they couldn't quite close it off, and then they gave up a couple quick points to Augusta Christian, but they took the lead back, and they just couldn't finish it off here. So 29-28 Augusta Christian. For Jay Robertson, Robert Laney, I'm David Klein. Tune in sooner or later. I'm not sure who our next opponent is.